Have you ever noticed something weird? You can imagine becoming rich, starting a YouTube channel, getting fit, building your dream life. But when it's finally time to start, suddenly your brain becomes a professional excuse generator. I'll start tomorrow. I need better motivation. I should learn a little more first. And somehow, 3 hours disappear watching productivity videos made by people who are probably procrastinating too. The truth is, most people don't fail because they dream too big. They fail because they never start small. And if you've been stuck in that cycle, this video might genuinely change the way you see yourself. Because today, we're talking about why you dream big but never start, and how to finally break that pattern. Let's begin. You know what's funny? Your brain loves big dreams because dreaming feels safe. When you imagine future success, your brain gives you a tiny emotional reward. You feel inspired, motivated, excited. But the moment action enters the chat, your brain suddenly goes, whoa, 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 relax. Because action creates risk. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you're not actually good enough? So instead of protecting your future, your brain protects your comfort. That's why planning feels easier than starting. You can spend hours designing your future life without doing one uncomfortable thing. It's like buying gym shoes and suddenly feeling athletic. Bro, you're still on the sofa eating chips. And honestly, most people are addicted to potential because potential is safe. As long as you never start, your dream stays perfect in your head. Reality is messier. Reality tests your ego. The real problem is not laziness, it's emotional pressure. A lot of people secretly believe, if I start, I have to be amazing immediately. That pressure kills momentum before it even begins. Someone wants to start YouTube, but compares their first video to creators with 7 years of experience. Someone wants to get fit, but expects abs after one protein shake. Someone wants to learn a skill, but quits after being bad for 3 days. We expect Chapter 1 results with Chapter 20 standards. And when reality doesn't match fantasy, we stop. But here's something important. Every expert you admire once looked clueless. Every confident person once felt awkward. Every successful creator has posted something terrible. Nobody begins smoothly. Social media just hides the ugly beginning. So your brain starts thinking, if my start looks messy, maybe I'm not meant for this. That is a lie. Perfectionism is often just fear wearing expensive clothes. And fear is sneaky. It doesn't always scream, don't do it. Sometimes it whispers, prepare a little more first. Sounds smart, but sometimes preparation becomes procrastination with better branding. And look carefully at your own life. How many times have you said, I'm waiting for the right time? But the right time never arrives, because confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes from action.
That's what most people misunderstand. You don't become confident and then start. You start and slowly become confident. That's how every skill works. Nobody skips the awkward phase. Not athletes, not creators, not confident people. Nobody. But as we grow older, we become addicted to looking competent. We hate being beginners, even though beginners are the only people who eventually improve. Now here's the real reason big dreams feel heavy. You're trying to carry the entire future at once. You think, I need to change my whole life. No, you just need one tiny action repeated consistently. That's it. Because massive goals create pressure. Tiny actions create momentum, and momentum changes identity. If you want to become a writer, write 1 paragraph. If you want to get fit, do 10 push-ups. If you want to start a channel, post 1 video. Your brain fears huge change, but it accepts small movement. That's why tiny habits work so well. Small actions feel harmless, but repeated daily, they quietly transform your entire life. And honestly, you probably don't need more motivation right now. You need proof. Proof that you can trust yourself again. Because every small promise you keep builds confidence. Real confidence. Not motivational quote confidence. The kind that says, I know I can show up. And that changes everything. People think success comes from huge moments of motivation. Usually, it comes from boring consistency, showing up when it's inconvenient, working when nobody claps, repeating simple habits long enough for results to appear. That's the part social media rarely shows. Slow progress looks unimpressive, but slow progress builds real lives. And honestly, most people overestimate intensity, but underestimate consistency. That's why they burn out. They go from new life starts today to maybe next Monday in 48 hours. So stop focusing on being impressive. Focus on being repeatable. Can you do it again tomorrow? That matters more. Now listen carefully because this part is important. Your dream life is not built in one giant moment. It's built through tiny decisions nobody applauds. The workout nobody saw. The practice nobody praised. The video nobody liked. The effort that looked invisible. That's where transformation actually happens. Not in motivation speeches, in quiet repetition. And eventually, the things that once felt difficult become part of your identity. That's how confidence is built. Not by thinking, by proving to yourself, I can keep showing up. So if you've been stuck for a long time, stop asking, how do I change my whole life? Instead, ask, what tiny action can I do today without excuses? Make it so small your brain can't reject it. Because movement creates clarity. People wait for clarity before action, but action creates clarity. You discover yourself by doing, not by overthinking. So stop trying to feel fully ready. Nobody does. Start messy. Start nervous. Start awkward. Start tired. Just start. Because years from now, you don't want your dreams turning into stories that begin with, I almost did it. You deserve better than that. And maybe your future changes the moment you stop waiting and finally begin.